Did I lie about it? That's what I want to talk about in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to do a video that's more relaxed. Does it have a point? Yes, but we're going to take some time to get there because I want to share a little bit about my journey and how I got to this point and how profound it has been for me to come to this realization. And it really shifted everything for me. It really showed me a lot of things. But before we get into that, I have to say, did I lie? Now, what am I talking about? So, as of recently, I had been talking about the two spiritual journeys, the two different spiritual journeys between a man and a woman. And so often, not often. So with a man's spiritual journey is to become selfless. It is to release of his ego, to become more sacrificial. And for a woman, it is to become full of self, to get a sense of self, to step into self. And so I share those two different spiritual journeys for perspective. Now, where is the lie? So if you follow me on this channel, I say that everything is you. And so if everything is you, how are there two different spiritual journeys? Truly, when it comes to it, the only spiritual journey truly is yours. And if we look at it in these ways, it truly gives us perspective. And I feel the point of saying that there's two different spiritual journeys, there's a man's spiritual journey for him to release of himself, to let go of his ego, and a woman's spiritual journey to step into self, become full of self. It truly boils down to perspective and your experience. Because the thing is, when it comes to manifest it like a woman, life is my man, life is a reflection of me. And so if a man's spiritual journey is to release of himself and to release of his ego, it is a reflection of me. And so for me to step into self and to become full of self, life, my man, is going to reflect that back to me. And so the illusion, the reflection, is going to reflect that spiritual journey of a man back to me as I become full of self and step into self and gain a sense of self. But truly, the only spiritual journey is yours. And so there isn't really, truly a man's spiritual journey when it comes to your perspective, when it comes to your universe. And so I did want to share that because when we talk about being whole, and life, my man, is just a reflection of me. There is no spiritual journey for him. It is just mine. And as I come full of self, life, my man, is going to reflect that back to me. And so that is the illusion. That is kind of the lie, but not really the lie, but kind of the lie. And the reason why I say it's coming from this perspective is, as a woman, I've experienced certain things in my life that has shaped the stories, the assumptions, the ideas and concepts in which make up my matrix. Life, my man, that makes up my man. And so I have to do the spiritual work, my spiritual journey, and life is going to reflect that back to me. As oftentimes when we talk about feminine energy, we are like, these men ain't shit. These men, that they need to do their own work, right? I'm just attracting what the men that's in my reality are no good and all this kind of stuff. Again, life is reflecting me back to me. My man is a reflection of me. And when we understand this infinity loop, this reflection, we understand that there is no other spiritual journey. And so we're not looking for, oh, he's got to do the work. he's got to be on a spiritual path. His spiritual journey is this. We start minding our own business and start becoming self-obsessed with ourselves, right? This is bringing that masculine aspect of ourself, that 5%. And we're going to get into that 5%, but that 5% back to ourselves and becoming whole. And life, my man, is going to reflect that back to me. And so I'll share a story with you. Let me get a little comfortable. So I had, in meditation, came to the realization that the stillness, the beginning, is feminine. And that has been unfolding for me and being revealed to me more and more and more. And I was like, oh, the beginning, all the potential, the stillness is feminine. I am everything in this moment right now. As me, all things are possible. In the beginning, she said, let there be light. Okay. That 95% subconscious that operates everything gave 5% of herself for her to know herself, to become aware. That conscious mind, that awareness is only 5%. That masculine aspect of ourselves is 5%, which mirrors space. Space is empty. It's not empty though. It's empty. And then 5% is matter and things that we can see. The Y chromosome makes up like 5% of, compared to the X, makes up 5% of the gene something, like genes or something like that. I'm not a science person, but it matches. Oh, all of this stuff is mirroring what is. And I came to this realization. I was having a gathering. It was a party that I had worked so hard for. And my ex was there, though he wasn't invited, but he was there. And the guys there were joking around. What did you contribute to this thing? I had worked so hard and planned it and came up with everything and everything. And I take pride in the experience and making people feel a certain way. And they're like, what was your contribution? He's like, I made the money that paid for all this. And it was like, in that moment, I was like, wait a minute, I'm the source. It was like an instant awakening. I'm the source. I just knew I'm the source. And I was about to say I was grateful, but girl, I was mad as hell first. But in meditation, I took it to meditation. I realized how grateful I was, because what that showed me, because life is my man reflecting back to me what's inside of me. So what that was showing me is what was in my conscious mind about this. Had to awaken to the fact that I am source, not the other way around. And I share this because perspective is everything. When you grow up a certain way, your family a certain way, society a certain way, you are put under a spell that you are nothing. I grew up as a Christian, and in the Bible, they took away things and rewrote things that put women here. When certain things happened in my life and I was violated, cheated on, abused, all sorts of things, that's just how men are. As if my humanness didn't matter. That's just how men are. Boys will be boys. Men will be men. Men just look. You got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with these things. You feel hurt and pain, and as if you don't matter, your feelings don't matter, and you as a human being don't matter. But that's just how things are. So when I came to a realization that all of that potential, the stillness, what was before is feminine, when I came to that realization, that changed how I looked at things. It changed my perspective. And I could feel more into my wholeness, that I'm everything, that I'm all potential, that I lack nothing. When I'm putting the source outside of myself and life is reflecting that back to me, my man is reflecting that back to me, I am putting it outside of me instead of stepping into source, stepping into being everything, stepping into being full of self. And so people will say, oh, God being a woman, being all that is, being feminine, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? But it does. But it does when your perspective has been all your life that women are inferior, that you don't matter, all of the things. And let's not talk about darkness. We can go there, but I'll save that for another video. But what I'm saying is that changed everything for me. It really put me into, a more powerful place. It allowed me to take my power back and to be whole and to be full of myself, because then I realized I lack nothing. And if I feel or if the illusion seems like I'm lacking something, it's an illusion because I am everything. I am full. I am whole. And so that was really profound for me. And outside of those things that I experience, when everyone is putting God as this white man in the sky that looks down on you and, all sorts of things that are being told, and still the misogyny that is experienced in supposed safe spaces. And so once I came to that realization, I started to change things. I started to become more self-obsessed and stepping into self and being and operating from a place that I'm full of myself, that I'm everything, that I lack nothing, that I'm as me, all things are possible. So, and to go back to the masculine aspect of ourselves only being 5%, your conscious mind being 5%, and everything else, that 95%, is this feminine flow energy, this foundational energy. It starts making sense. It starts feeling like truth. It makes you, all the things that you experience, you realize that they were a lie. You start realizing the illusion in all of it. Because even when I still experience misogyny, when I still experience things that try to make me feel inferior and things, I recognize, this is an illusion. I need to step into self, become full of self. This is the spiritual journey for a woman. I don't care what the spiritual journey is for a man. I know that that's going to be my reflection. Because that 5% is to be absorbed back into, as me, all things are possible, potential. And this is why women often see the potential in everything, potential in men and potential in everything, because that is our essence, is potential, as me, all things are possible. And so I'm not sure if I want to share anything else, but I did want to share that. The lie truly is that there is no spiritual journey for a man. It's all about you. I'll make sure the mic's on. It's all about you. And so we stop looking to the external. What is he doing? Is he on his spiritual journey? What is she doing over there? Why is this happening to me? And we bring that 5% back to ourselves and we focus on ourselves. We absorb that 5% back into ourselves and step into the energy, the foundational energy of, as me, all things are possible. And as we practice this, because it's a practice, we're cultivating this within, this is the wholeness. So I really wanted to share that. I know that might be a little controversial. Did I say that right? Controversial, but mind over matter, but being over mind. And I wanted to share my story because I feel like it can be hard to come to this awakening, this realization, whatever you want to call it, because of how things are, certain podcasts, people feeding people's ego, getting into polyamorous relationships, even though their intuition says otherwise. I think that it's important for us to have these conversations because it's easy to get caught up in. Even with feminine energy, it's this a man as a provider and pays the bills, which you can look at it that way. But again, if you look at it that way, you have to understand that he is not the source. He might be the avenue. Life is my man, and life is reflecting me. And so the manifested like a woman is this relationship, this infinity loop, and life, my man, is reflecting me. And so when I become self-obsessed, which is perfect love, and I step into self and I become full of self, life is going to reflect love back to me. And love continues to grow and expand. And so as I continue to cultivate this and grow this love, it naturally grows and expands, and you get more love, and life just gets better and better and richer, more decadent, and more pleasure, all the things. And that's true feminine energy, right? So true feminine energy is, as me, all things are possible. And I have a really big appetite. What I'm saying is, I hope that you get what I'm saying here, is that we can get caught up in certain things, right? We can get caught up in, they need to do this, especially in the feminine energy community. He needs to do this. But it's not about him, girlfriend. It's not about him. It's about you. You are everything. It's all about you. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Man, I was going to go for a walk today, and now it's raining. Anyway, hey, we could use the nourishment. Anyways, you guys, that's all for this video. You can subscribe if you like this kind of thing. We're going to talk more about this. So this is what I was writing in my book, or am writing in my book, Manifested Like a Woman. In a beginning, she said, let there be light. And this is all about perspective. I am not going to talk from a man's perspective, if that even exists. To be honest, I don't know. I know that life is a reflection of me. That I do know. I don't even know if you exist. But what I do know is that I have to focus on my spiritual journey, and that life reflects that. It's the internal game. It all starts on the internal. Anyways, you guys, that's all for this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll check you in the next one. Peace.